El mítico Bruce Smith aquí, una leyenda viviente, récord de capturas, 200 sacks en toda su carrera, todavía nadie lo ha podido superar y seguramente difícilmente alguien lo podrá alcanzar. Just, it's a pleasure having you here. When you talk about 200 sacks, those were quite some hits back in the day.
Yeah, and it hurts.
I bet.
While they hurt, I'm still hurting. But it's quite an accomplishment, and it just goes to show the longevity of and the body of work that was able to be compiled over the course of my career. And I'm very fortunate and thankful to have had some outstanding coaches like Marv Levy and outstanding teammates like Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and Darryl Talley and Steve Tasser and so many others. So, and a great fan base. But that's one of the more important accomplishments in NFL history so far as stats are concerned.
How do you manage to stay so long in the game and with that intensity, that grit, that physical that you always that physical game you always deliver?
Yeah, I became a student of the game very early in my career. I did the things that were necessary to help me to stay physically fit by staying in shape year-round as opposed to 6 months out of the year. My diets, eating the proper foods, not to put a tremendous amount of weight on me, studying film, great coaches, great teammates. It played a complete part in helping me to sustain that level of play for so long, and it didn't hurt that God gave me a tremendous amount of athletic ability that I just had to work and shape and form into the finished product.
How would your game fit into today's football? I mean, it has changed a lot. Quarterbacks are more protected, but how do you think your game would fit in today's football?
It would blend right in. Teams are throwing the ball roughly 30% more, so that would give myself and other pass rushers more opportunities to get to the quarterback. I was never one that was penalized very much for hitting the quarterback late or below the waist. It happens on occasions because that's the nature of the beast. But I assure you, I would have gotten far more sacks in this era of football than in the era of football that I played in.
Well, I, for one, would have loved to see you on this era. And talk to me about the Sunday's game. Where do you think is going to be the edge on winning? Everybody, that's the old saying, the defense wins championship. Which defense do you like best that could be key to winning the big game?
Well, both of these defenses are outstanding. Spags is legendary for the game plan that he puts together and how he gets his players motivated. And they've got some outstanding players on both sides of the ball. The key player on defense for Kansas City is going to be Chris Jones. He's a beast. He is certainly somebody you're going to have to pay attention to, particularly when they get in third and long situations. On the other side of the ball, I just think it's going to come down to the quarterback play, whether Purdy can handle the moment. We all know that 15 is going to be able to handle the moment. Patrick Mahomes, he is as steady as a rock. But it's going to come down to, can Kansas City's defense contain all of the weapons on San Francisco's offense? And vice versa, San Francisco has to stop Travis Kelce. If they don't, it's going to be a long day.
I think so too. And when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, they had that shot. It's not easy to face Kansas City. Had the game at home. Where do you think they have to go going forward to get back to to a Super Bowl. They have a tough job maybe keeping Stephon Diggs, but where do you think, or what lacked this season that they needed?
Well, we had a plethora of injuries that really hurt our team in an early stage. When you have guys that like Trayvon White, who's a lockdown corner, you lose Matt Milano early in the season. You have Von Miller, who is coming off of that major injury that he had, and none of them were able to really well, they did not contribute this year, to be quite honest. And then you have a number of injuries on the offensive side of the ball. It makes it very difficult to be successful, particularly if you're fortunate enough to make it to the playoffs. We have to get healthy. We've got to shave some money out the salary cap. We're $43 million over the salary cap for next year, so they're going to have to make some important decisions. But the fact that we have a franchise quarterback in Josh Allen, it gives us a chance. We just have to give him that supporting staff that's going to be able to give him the weapons that are necessary to not only be competitive during the regular season, my guy, the regular season, but during the playoffs. What's up, Lamar? How you doing, man? Yeah, good to see you too, sir. Good to see you, bro. Always. I see you in a minute. Okay, I'm leaving. Oh, you're leaving? Okay.
Just
cool.
know I love you, Bruce.
I love you too.
My God.
Yeah, always.
I'll be missing you.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's the fun part about this game, man. The brotherhood, the love, and yeah, it's real.
It's unique,
Yeah.
and I have to ask you. I couldn't notice the red M&M. It's my favorite. I wouldn't dare take that red M&M off of you. But just what's your favorite M&M?
Well, I love peanut M&Ms, but this peanut butter M&M that they just came out with is delicious, man. I've been back there eating packs of them, and but it's great, and to learn the story behind this ring of comfort, championship ring. They actually took M&M's peanut butter and made the diamonds into a ring. Talk about money to burn. Yeah. But man, it was fascinating to hear the story and to see this and to have the opportunity to shoot a commercial for an iconic brand like M&M's, and to shoot it with Dan Marino, Tio, and one of my favorites, Scarlett Johansson. It was pretty cool.
And just the last one, how was working with Dan Marino? Now on the same team,
Yeah.
you were mentioning it off the air. You hit him a couple of times, probably a little too much. But how was it having on the same team as him?
Yeah, well, Dan and I played against each other for I don't know, 10 plus years, and I sacked Dan Marino more times than any other defensive player in the history of the game. So it was about time that we teamed up and we're on the same team and we're able to have a little fun instead of me picking him up and saying I'll be back.
Well, I can't wait to see that, and it's a pleasure having you here. Love to talk football with you, and thank you very much for your time.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.